In a sit-down interview with Hudson County View, Lydel and Nuriel King, the brother and mother of Lavon King, said they were seeking the truth in the fatal death of their loved one by Jersey City police officer Kenneth Bowes. Lydel started off by talking about how he remembered his brother versus what has been reported about him in the media and his thoughts on what occurred on that fateful day.
Lavon's a person, he was a kind-hearted person, like the family, friends. He had a big heart, always wanted to see people do good. Growing up, we grew a normal life. We got into trouble, like normal kids do, growing up in Jersey City. But he had a couple drug charges. He got in trouble for selling drugs. And I think the way the paper made it seem, it wasn't really like that, because he was kind. He was being targeted by the surroundings, and plus the block he was on, from being up there. And the charges he had, they wasn't petty, but they wasn't strong enough to where though he could attack police or try to take their gun and make it worse on himself, because he would have came home soon anyway. So the way they made it sound, I think it's all fabrication, it's a lie. Because he would have came home soon off the charges he had. He had a couple open charges, drug charges, something that was light.
When asked, Lydel said neither Mayor Fulop nor any member of the Jersey City Council reached out to him, and that he was upset in the lack of media coverage for his brother versus that of others.
As far as the mayor and the city council, nobody reached out to us, to me or my family, about my brother and the things that happened to him. But the other cases that's going on, that's related to my brothers, and I ain't gonna say it made me mad, but a little upset, because his not getting as much as publicity as theirs is. But I'm glad to see that they making progress, because it's showing what police is doing to people out there, and it's putting it on Front Street. But I'm just upset that his not getting as much as show or airplay as theirs is when it should be.
In regards to Jersey City police officer Kenneth Bowes, he said that it would bring no pleasure to me or my family if he gets fired or goes to jail, and that he's simply interested in the truth.
I just want to see the truth, the truth come out, what really happened. Cause I know what they saying happened ain't really happened. A trial or him getting fired ain't gonna bring my brother back or anything. So they ain't really gonna do nothing, give me no pleasure to me or my family, if he get fired or go to jail. Cause my brother still was taken. I just want to see the truth, so everybody else can see what really be going on in Jersey City and what the police be doing. I ain't gonna say all police is bad, but it's some are, and just need the truth and to be brought to the light.
Following Lydel's comments, Nuriel made a brief statement about the situation.
I'm Lavon King's mother. Lydel basically covered everything, but I'm just going to say this. I would like to speak, the cop that shot him, because between him and Lavon is the only two that really know what happened. All we know is what he said. Lavon is not here to speak for himself, so we're trying to speak out for him and others that this happened to. Lavon was loved just like anybody else, any other child, and loved by everybody else. Thank you.
Nathaniel Davis, an attorney representing the family, alleged the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office has not been forthcoming with information for him as he discussed some of the particulars of the case.
Well, right now, as the attorney for the Lavon King family, I have no information from the Prosecutor's Office. I've called once or twice, but they said they're still under investigation. They can't release any information. I've contacted the medical examiner's office, and they said the same thing. They cannot release any information except the fact that this was ruled a homicide. But the details of what happened at that night have not been released yet. I believe that the Hudson County prosecutor is still reviewing information from the police officer, his statements, if they took that statement, and the scientific evidence that's involved. Now, I'm hoping that they, as a law enforcement agency, they're doing everything in their power to use their forensic background to look at what happened in this case. Looking at whether the allegations that Lavon may have grabbed the gun, was in a struggle with the police officer, are actually true. And then determined by fingerprints on the gun, was a residue on Lavon's hands, whether the distance between from where the bullet was fired to where it hit Lavon's torso, the trajectory of the bullet, the position in which that Lavon was shot. This can all be determined by forensic evidence, and that's going to determine what really happened. Not really fully determine it, but give us a better idea of what happened that day. Now, that's all in the hands of the Hudson County prosecutor, who traditionally have a relationship with Jersey City Police Department. So when they finish their investigation, we'll have to take that evidence and get our experts and to review it ourselves to see if that's true or not and what happened. We'll have to check on everything they produce and give it to our experts and say, listen, this is true, is it not true, is it exaggerated, is it biased, and we'll go from there. Now we hope that it'll be a fair and just process, but we have to have checks and balances here. And as the family has hired me to be a check and balance on the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office.
Finally, Davis said that he will pursue a civil case regardless of what happens with the criminal case.
Yes, we will move forward with a civil case. Regardless of what happens with the criminal investigation, we will move forward with a civil matter because the family feels that they need to be, that the truth needs to come out. And they're not so sure if the Hudson County Prosecutor will be able to bring out the truth in this matter. And that would include deposing the police officer, deposing the police officer that trained the officer who shot my client, looking at the history of the Jersey City Police Department, reviewing that documentation, hiring our own experts to view the evidence that's presented in this matter. And that way we could get a better idea what happened that night.
I'm Michael Shurin with Hudson County View, the eye of the community.